360 back in here with another video. Today's video is going to be a game review, my first game review. So let's get it in.
What to Play presents 15 of the biggest Xbox One games coming out next year, all arranged by release dates.
Let's
To
see
see
what's
the complete
cracking.
list, check out our website at whattoplay.com. Link in the description box below. This video is sponsored by Gold Inc., a mobile multiplayer game about building your very own gold mining empire. More about them later in the video.
Not so fast. Target the breacher! Round our chance! Nomad, blow the door!
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. This upcoming Horde mode FPS from Ubisoft wasn't something
Love
we
Rainbow
expected.
Six. I used to play it a
The
lot.
success of Rainbow Six Siege's event modes made the devs realize they could make a decent shooter similar to, let's say, Left 4 Dead or maybe the zombie modes from Call of Duty.
This one looks a lot
Extraction
different
takes
though.
the familiar gunplay from Siege and enhances the gameplay experience with a focused co-op mode where you and two others fend off an alien threat. Yes, it is a far cry from the series' grounded realism, and at this point, Tom Clancy is rolling in his grave.
Yep.
It comes out on January 20.
Come on, let's dance! Or take my picture with your new camera.
Life is Strange, remastered
All
collection.
right. Look like this video is
All
for all
5
you
chapters of Chloe and Max's
female
bittersweet friendship
gamers.
gets a little more polish in this
Maybe
remastered
something
collection
else
of
too. You
Don't
never
Indie
know.
Darling.
I don't know.
This collection
I wouldn't play
enhances
it,
pretty
but
much all the
it looks
visuals of the
interesting.
original. It's intended for players who want to experience the magic and beauty of Arcadia Bay for the second or first time. Not much gameplay footage has been shown, but there are screenshots that show how noticeable the improvements are. We might
Very
even
modern.
get more music.
Colored
To
hair,
the Life is Strange fan
tattoos.
out there, music is everything. It comes out this February 1.
Check out this verbo.
Oh, well, we got commercials, guys. Sorry about this. I'll skip past it. There we go.
Dying Light 2,
Ooh.
the sequel to the parkour and zombie shooter hybrid. The former Dead Island creators have made a huge name for themselves with the series. Just recently, they released a Switch port of their acclaimed first
I'm
title,
a big
and it
zombie
did
person. I
surprisingly
mean,
well.
I do
This
like
sequel
zombie
takes all
stuff,
the best
but I'm
things
just
about the
not.
original, while bringing
I don't
in
know. It
more
just don't do
options
nothing
and
too much
role-playing
for me.
elements.
But it is
Our choices
kind of
will have
cool.
a huge impact on the game's overarching narrative. Sure, the zombies are still around and they're bloodthirstier than ever, but the friendships made along the way will make Dying Light 2 more than just a zombie game.
I think the reason why I don't
Coming
like
this
the
February
zombie
4th.
games is because they made a lot of zombie video games, and after so much, it's just like, can you come up with something
Saints Row,
new
a
or
soft
different?
reboot of the
But a
bombastic
lot of
and
people like
wacky
them zombie
open-world
games.
action game from Deep Silver. This reimagining
Oh,
of the
then this
series
looks
is a
nice.
bit more grounded, but many of the original
I like
spooky
Saint Rose.
antics are still around. In addition to its slew of new changes, we can finally
Look at the
customize our
graphics.
character. Co-op is also around, making it easier for other players to drop in and out on the chaotic rampages the city
look
has
at
to
that.
offer.
Nice.
It comes out this February 25.
Wow. What we got here? Gross.
Pain is a lord. I come.
Nah, he kind of looks badass.
I am the lord of all that is
It kind of looks like something that should be in Mortal Kombat.
Elden Ring. It's not 2022 without our search for the Elden Ring. From
Elden
Software's
Ring.
biggest game
Look
in
at
a
this.
long, long time.
This looks interesting.
From the makers of
No, that's a
Bloodborne,
crazy-looking
Dark
dude,
Souls, and
man.
Sekiro, this most anticipated action
Arms
RPG
all on
has
his
From
back.
Software
That's
back for
crazy.
another gorgeous adventure. It's bound
Wow,
for release
right now.
this February 25.
Tight. I like that.
Vampire the Masquerade, Swan Song. The next iteration of the World of Darkness franchise. Swan Song shares no similarities to the other vampire game Bloodlines. It's a world of its own with a story that takes inspiration from iconic story-driven games like Detroit Become Human and Telltale. The players take control of
Kind of
3
looks
different
like
characters,
Blade,
each with their own
like a
story to
Blade
tell.
style.
Details of the gameplay are still unknown as of the moment.
Yeah,
but we
straight
might
blade
get something
type of
new
shit.
before it comes out in February next year. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Possibly the weirdest Final Fantasy game ever. Stranger of
I've
Paradise
never
is a
been a
spin-off to
fan
the
of a
long-running
Final Fantasy, but
series
you
from
know what?
Square.
I never really
If you've
played
seen
it
the
either,
trailers,
so
you'd know how out of place
you
this
know,
feels from
maybe
the
if I
usual
played it,
Final
I would probably
Fantasy
feel
we know.
differently. But it just,
While the
I don't know,
real-time
it
combat
just didn't
looks
catch my
engaging,
interest.
Origins
But
characters
looks
feel
pretty,
like they just
you know,
came out of Hot
looks
Topic
pretty
to
fire.
cosplay themselves.
I just couldn't, you
It's
know,
a blend
deal
of
with
modern and classic design, making it an
the
odd
gameplay
combination.
style of it. I
Who
guess
knows?
I don't know.
Maybe it might just work. We'll find out on March 18.
You know, some of you may be asking, Tina, why are there guns in a fantasy world? And I am just so glad you asked because shut up your face and get shooting!
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah, I like
Anyone
this.
familiar
This looks
with
tight.
Gearbox over-the-top looter shooter Borderlands will find this new adventure a welcome surprise. Set within its wacky universe, Wonderlands is all about
I'll
the
get
crazy
this.
things
I
we
will
can
get
do
this.
using magic instead of the explosions and machinery we're used to. Coming this March 25.
I'm in.
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
I'm digging that.
Let's go, bub.
Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Ooh,
A unique spin on the superhero
My
video
boy,
game formula.
Wolverine.
Midnight Suns takes us into the grim and edgy world of Marvel's characters.
nice.
Step into the shoes of Blade, Wolverine, and so much more in a tactical gameplay that somehow works. Packed with a strong story, its gameplay is a bit
Oh,
intimidating
they got
for
Blade.
newcomers.
Speak of the devil.
Fans of the tactics genre will find this interesting, especially when we're taking turns using our favorite Marvel characters. It comes out March 2022.
I don't see my boy in there, but they got Blade up in there. Represent. That's what I'm talking about.
If you really want to go down this rabbit hole, you need to know there's no coming back from it.
Gotham Knights. Warner Brothers' next Batman game isn't mainly about the Caped Crusader at all. Taking place in a timeline separate from Rocksteady's Arkhamverse, Knights is all about the four great detectives prodigies.
I'm a Batman fan, but
namely Robin, Batgirl,
maybe kind of
Nightwing, and the Red
overkill in
Hood.
Batman. This is kind of different,
Together,
though.
they uncover a vast Gotham conspiracy involving the elusive Court of Owls. Gameplay-wise, it feels like it's still an Arkham game. However, the added RPG elements brings more numbers into the screen, a la Assassin's Creed. Co-op is heavily focused as well, so if you want to play with others, they can simply just drop in and out. It comes out next year.
Wow.
In the time it takes
Oh,
for me to make my morning
commercial
coffee,
time.
I can take a checkup. Safer Internet Day is happening
make this
month,
quick.
which is a good reminder.
Hogwarts Legacy. The future of the wizarding world
Uh-oh.
relies on video games. With
For
the
all
sudden
you Harry
end of the
Potter
Pokemon
fans
Go
out there.
Hogwarts game, this upcoming RPG from the Harry Potter universe might be the only way to scratch that magical itch. Legacy takes
Magical
place
itch.
years before the events of the books and the movies. It lets us play our own version of a Hogwarts student, making us customize everything from house to wands. It's what Pottermore should have been if they had a bigger budget. It comes out next year.
I'm talking. That's a blow.
Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. The ultimate Lego Star Wars experience.
Uh-oh. Lego
The
fans.
Skywalker
I mean, you
Saga
guys out there
packs
play
9
Lego.
of the series space opera films,
I can't lie.
turning them
I
into
played some Lego
bite-sized
games.
Lego
It's kind of tight,
versions.
but
It's packed with the same goofy humor the franchise has to
that was
offer,
when I
as
had
well
my
as
kids,
featuring a
and
slew
you know,
of bonus
we would
content.
game up like that.
He's not ready.
I am ready. Ben, I can be a Jedi. Ben, tell him I'm ready.
This includes playable
I like
characters
Star Wars
even
games.
from the TV series, such as The Mandalorian. Like all
The
Lego
Old
games,
Republic
it's
was
linear and it
what,
offers
one of my
multiple levels
favorites.
where you build Lego objects. The only
I don't
difference
know if
here
any of you
is you're
guys ever
saving the
played that.
galaxy.
I think it was on
Coming next
Xbox
year.
when it first came out. But yeah, I like the
Kerbal
storyline, and
Space
then you can
Program
travel
2.
to different
Video games
spaces,
are slowly
you know,
entering
different
the realm of real science.
planets and all that stuff.
This sequel to the budding aerospace simulator from
This
Private
kinda looks
Division
like that
adds
type of
more
stuff.
layers of complex machinery and physics to the fray.
Oh, then
It
this is
still
neat.
has a long way to go, since its 2022 release date is still unspecified. However, judging from the success of the original, expect next-generation spaceflight simulation worthy of Microsoft's Hall of Fame.
Not my type of
Prince
style,
of Persia,
but you know,
the Sands of Time remake.
hey,
Ubisoft's
I
plan
played
to revive
Prince
their
of Persia,
action-adventure
and that's
platform
not a
took
bad
a few
game.
setbacks during
I like
its
how you can
announcement.
rewind time.
Fortunately
And,
for the devs,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
listened and they delayed the game to fix most of its questionable changes. According to the devs,
If you ask
this
me,
remake
Prince
will
of
feel
Persia is
fresh,
probably
but it
what
stays
led
true
to,
its original. There's not
oh,
much
God,
new
what's that
details
game everybody
regarding the
playing
recent
now?
improvement from its delay,
Assassin's
so we'll hear more
Creed.
about it before the game comes out next year. Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1.
Sherlock Holmes.
Another take on
What?
Arthur Conan Doyle's iconic novels. This version of Sherlock Holmes goes back to his early days as a small-time detective. Before Dr. Watson comes into the picture, this Sherlock is in no way akin to Robert Downey Jr. or Cumberbatch, so it's obviously an origin story. It was released this month for new-gen consoles, but for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The devs still have to tweak the performance a bit to cater to the older consoles.
Oh. All right, guys, that looks like that's it. Top 15 up-and-coming Xbox One games. Get ready. And we're going to have to cut it right there. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys check in on them games. 360, out.